Welcome to Knicks Home Court with your host. My name is Greg Armstrong. This is episode number 66. This one I'm doing remote. I wanted to get this podcast out to you tonight for my overnighters and my early morning people. All right, so I just want to start this off by saying what you saw tonight was a team dealing with mental fatigue. I'm not making excuses. I'm just letting you know, when you see a point guard like Jarrett Jack have that many turnovers, lazy passes, and things like that, you're talking about a person and people who are mentally tired. It takes a certain level of concentration to play this game at this level, especially when you don't have a bunch of talent. You have to really play it at a higher level mentally. And a lot of turnovers is about your concentration, is about paying attention to detail and the small things. You know, that's what it usually is about. And trying to overcome not having Kristaps. It's not just Kristaps, because I believe if they didn't have the same that number of turnovers, they had a very good chance to win the game. I'm not disappointed in the way they played. I thought they played hard. I thought they played well, except for the turnovers. They literally lost this game because of careless passes and things like that. That happens. And NBA has had a problem when you have 3 games in 4 nights. I think they had 4 games in 6 days and 3 games in 4 nights. And that usually that last game, if it comes on a back-to-back, teams are spent, man. They just ain't got it. You know, you ever been, and when I say mentally tired, you know what I'm saying? Like, say you've been working a lot of overtime or you've been working a lot. You might leave your house, forget your keys, forget your phone, you know, miss your stop on the train if you're on the train, you know, drive, you know, don't drive as good as you normally drive, you know, just little things like that. Just little things, because your concentration starts to go, because we're human beings, you know, that happens. So in watching the game, I was just hoping that they could put together some focus for at least 12 minutes, especially at the end of the game. And then also, if you look at it, Orlando was a rested team. They were rested coming in tonight. I think they was off for 3 nights. And what happens is when a team's off for 3 nights, they're going to be sharp because they're going to have a practice. They're going to have probably a couple of practices in, and they're going to have fresh legs, and they're going to be sharp mentally. That's why at the end of the game, the Knicks just didn't have it. They just didn't have the push. They couldn't do anything. And Magic kept hitting those threes. Now, that's still a problem. And I think that the problem with the Knicks allowing teams to hit threes or to shoot threes, like I said, not hit the three, but just shoot them, is coaching. I think the Knicks defense has improved. I think guys are playing hard. But I'm not a coach, but I'll just say this. I don't believe in the NBA. These guys are good. The players are good. You cannot stop players from doing everything. You have to decide where I'm going to stop these guys. You can literally, like, I believe the Knicks need to chase people off the 3-point line and make people shoot 2-point shots. Make them shoot mid-range shots. Protect the very under the hoop and protect the 3-point line. Those are the things you need to do. And the Knicks continuously leave their man, keep worrying about the paint in the mid-range. You should be pushing the offensive team to the mid-range. There was a couple of possessions where I saw the Knicks do this, and I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Now, if they fake and hit a shot in the mid-range, so what? It's a low percentage shot. They hit it, good for them. You know, and once I knew Orlando shoots all these threes, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, that coach for Orlando, former Indiana coach, for some reason his name's escaping me. I know one of y'all will put it in the comment section, and I appreciate that. Oh, Frank Vogel. All right, I got it. He never believed it. If you look at the Indiana team, they wasn't like a 3-point shooting team. But people are realizing, hey, man, this is the game. This is the game you got to play. It opens up the court. It makes offense easy. I don't even love this type of way they play. I don't love the way the NBA is all the time with a bunch of three-point shooting. And I believe a lot of players are not developing other parts of their game. This is why I believe in chasing them off the three-point line. Make them handle the ball. Aaron Gordon is a very good player. But chase him off the three-point line. Make him dribble. Then you got the center. What's his name? Vucevic. Come on, man. Chase him off the three-point line. What you think he going to do, a dribble move and a crossover? He ain't going to do shit. He going to pass the ball. That's what he's going to do. Alfred Payton, let him shoot threes. But I'm just saying, like, for real, and that's my biggest. And the Knicks are literally last at three-point defense. And it's like, they don't understand that simple concept. I mean, y'all guys are pros. I mean, look, I'm not trying to be too critical. They're 6-5. I've been saying this, I don't know, for the last few years, the way the Knicks play defense when it comes to three-pointers, I just feel like they still haven't come to 2017 on defense as far as chase the guys off the three-point line. Make them make a dribble move. A lot of these guys are not good at it. You know the guys who are good at it, okay, you may need to protect the paint, but a lot of these teams are only penetrating and getting in a lane to kick out for threes. That's all they want to do. Almost every team does the same thing. They get into the paint, you stop them in the paint because you collapse your defense, and they kick it out for a three. And if you look at, I was looking at some of the highlights, there was so many three-pointers that Orlando shot where there wasn't even a nick in the picture. There wasn't a nick in the picture. How is that possible? Because you're so worried about the fucking paint. It's 2 points. I mean, let's just simplify this. One is worth 2 and one is worth 3. Which one should you defend more? Which one should you worry about? It's simple. It's really simple. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying I don't see the Knicks selling out as far as making sure they defend that three-point line. And I don't think they're going to do it. But that doesn't mean they won't become a good team. I mean, if they're able to do both, if they're able to lock down the paint and recover for threes, then they'll become an elite defensive team. That's still very difficult. If you look at every single team who shoots a lot of threes, they depend on you collapsing the paint. That's what they want you to do. And the Knicks just keep doing it. Oh, you can't score as long as you don't score in the paint. Wide open corner threes all day. I just talked about the shit yesterday. So that's a little frustrating. And even with that, first of all, the Knicks don't shoot enough threes. I'm going to continue to say that. Even with that, the Knicks still could have won this game, but they had a lot of turnovers. And I felt like a great performance by Tim Hardaway Jr. today. He was going to the rack. He was scoring in the paint. He played a very good game. He had 11 rebounds. I love the way he played. He needs to continue to play this way. And most of his shots was within the offense. He was looking to get to the rack, and I like that. But I just want the Knicks to do one thing. Please get Dougie McBuckets the ball. The man has only missed, 3 shots in the last 2 games? Run him off of picks. When he's hot like that, you gotta get him the ball. The fuck? I mean, gosh. And another thing I'm noticing, in a little complaint I have about Ntilikina, who I think had a decent game. He's getting a little more confident in his shot. But there was a few possessions where, now it could have been the offense, but I doubt it, because when the offensive play breaks down, as a point guard, you must come to the ball. You can't just have Kyle O'Quinn at the top of the key and you don't come to the ball. You know what I'm saying? When the play breaks down. Go get that ball. Speaking of Kyle O'Quinn, hey, he played great. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm just laughing about it. Again, when a guy puts effort like he does, you're allowed to try a little bit of things. You're allowed to do things, and every time he puts the ball on the ground, on the court, every time he dribbles, I know it's going to be a turnover or some kind of bullshit is going to happen. Every time he does it, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be bad. Because that's what he lacks. And I think at some point, he needs to understand, yeah, this is my limitations. I can't really dribble and make power moves around the basket. That's not my game. I got a little nice jump shot, and I'm a good roller to the basket, and I'm a good passer. That's his. If he just works on those things and continues to perfect his passing and that little mid-range jump shot that he's very good at, and rolling to the hoop, that's all we ask for. All this but sometimes, though, he was doing these moves because, again, the guards weren't coming to the ball. You cannot leave him at the top of the key. And by the way, folks, it looks like the Knicks are running some of the triangle, by the way. I just want to say that. But besides that, when you see the high post and he has the ball, you know who's really great at playing that? You know who's really, really, really good at doing that? Noah. If the Knicks are going to run offense like this, if Noah's healthy, he's the guy that you want to do that. Everybody says, I don't want to see Noah. But he's one of the best big men passes in the game ever. Ever. Literally. That's his thing. He's great at setting picks. He's a good player, folks. I know people who don't want to see Noah because of his contract and he's been hurt and all of this. Dude, if he's healthy, he's the best center on the team. I know that people don't want to hear that, but he'll be the best defender. He has the highest IQ on defense, and he has a high IQ on offense. He can't shoot for shit. You don't want him shooting the ball. But it's like having another guard out there passing-wise. I know y'all hate to hear that. And if he gets on the court, it's only because he's healthy and he's showing what he could do in practice. So I'm going to put my trust in Jeff Hornacek as far as that. I'm going to put my trust in Jeff Hornacek. I don't think Noah's going to play right away. I don't even know if Noah's going to play. I really don't, because Jeff Hornacek said he likes the way things are with Kanter and Kyle O'Quinn. Now, the last, Kanter, I feel like he's hitting the wall too. He might be a little tired. He didn't have a great game tonight, And I thought that tonight was a good night to go deeper in his bench. Hornacek to go deeper in his bench, and he didn't really do it early. I thought that he should have done it early. I thought he should have rested the starters early. The starters weren't playing well. The bench guys were playing okay, but after all of those comebacks, they need a rest too. I thought Dotson would get at least 20 minutes, something like that, 15 minutes. I thought Hernan Gomez would get more minutes. I thought that would have been, I just believe that would have made sense, even if they didn't make a big impact, but if they would just to give the players some rest early in the game. Like the second quarter or something like that, while the game is close, put them in the game for the majority of the second quarter, let the starters rest. I thought that that's what they would do. But I can't blame Hornacek because actually the guys didn't look tired out there. But but Hornacek knows that when people are making mistakes like that, especially Jarrett Jack, who doesn't really turn the ball over, those are mental mistakes. Those are mental errors. That was fatigue. That's what it was. It was mental fatigue. And they lost the game directly because of turnovers. And then after a while, they got overwhelmed because, you know what? You can't keep running uphill. Eventually, you're going to roll down that fucking hill. And that's what happened to the Knicks at the end of the game. And the three-point shots, when teams hit those shots are demoralizing. Those shots break your back. There was one sequence where I think Hernan Gomez missed both free throws. And he showed some rust. That happens. He missed both free throws, and then they came down and shot a three. And I was like, oh, God, that's game. But overall, it was a game. I hate to say it. I thought it was going to be a difficult game for the Knicks. I was impressed that they put up a fight like they did, but they just kept turning the ball over and leaving open threes. And also, if you notice, the Knicks were in the game when the Knicks were scoring. You see, I told you in basketball, keeping teams out of transition, keeping them from running, keeping them from getting in open court is defense as well. When teams have to play against a set defense, have to bring the ball up, not off a rebound, it makes it harder for teams to score. A lot of teams are not really good at scoring in the half-court offense. The Knicks happen to be very good at scoring in the half-court offense. So, again, they still scored a good amount of points without Porzingis. You understand, they were missing 30 points. They were 30 points short yesterday. Tonight. So, again, I'm glad they have a few nights off. The next game is Saturday, against Sacramento. And we get to see De'Aaron Fox, who I think is going to be a superstar. I think he's going to be a superstar. I was high on De'Aaron Fox from the beginning. I think he's going to be a superstar. I just 6'4", really athletic, hops. He got it all. He's really, really good. Think Mike Conley with more athleticism and bigger. He got to work on that jump shot, but I think he's really, really going to be good. So it should be fun to watch. Hopefully we can get back in the winning column. Hopefully Porzingis is healthy enough to play. Now I heard that he may have to get his elbow drained at the end of the season. They were saying that he might have elbow bursitis. Basically, that's just fluid buildup in his elbow. I don't know if it's painful. I'm not really sure, but he could play through it. He can literally. If they're saying it has to happen after the season, it's probably just swelling. I had a friend, one of my best friends. He's 6'6", and he grew really fast, and he developed fluid under his knee, and it never hurt. He used to play and everything, but he used to have to get it drained. It might be a situation like that. I'm not sure, but he always used to have to get his knee drained, and just fluid buildup. It's just some weird shit. I wouldn't know that. I'm short. I wouldn't know about that kind of shit. But anyway, again, no reason to be down. I think the Knicks been playing well. It was a tough game to win on the road. Literally, then the game starts at 7 o'clock. Damn, they finished the game. They flew out there, had to play another game. The team has just been sitting there, and they're sitting there, and at home just relaxing, waiting for the Knicks to get there. Yeah, without Porzingis, yeah, it was a lot to ask for. But again, I think they lost this game due to mental fatigue, and that was about it. I want to see more from. And one last thing. Yeah, Beasley, I told you he fucks up the synergy. He just fucks up the synergy. He really does. I have a feeling that there's a chance that he might be the one that's cut. Even though I said it might be Kuzminskis, it's just this guy. It ain't even that he's not playing well, and he just literally fucks up the synergy. Like when he gets in the game and he's playing, there's no continuity. They're not playing together when he gets in the game. It's just weird. It's just a weird energy that he brings to the game, and it's not positive on either side of the ball. Every now and then he'll do his little one-on-one scoring, and that's not the kind of team I want to see the Knicks be. I want to see the Knicks be a team-oriented basketball team. And when he gets in the game, it just changes. The energy changes. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. Little quick analysis of the game and what I think about Beasley and other folks. Well, this brings us to the end of this podcast. This has been Knicks Home Court, episode number 66. I'm your host, Greg Armstrong, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.